Joni from Characters a Character. Today we're going to make a paper bag puppet of Responsible Rabbit. Okay, so if you go to charactersacharacter.org, you'll be able to print out the template. I started to color mine, bear with me. You're going to need your template, a paper bag, and you don't need to open it yet. You're going to need glue, scissors, and your crayons, okay? So I'm going to start out by coloring the circle part of his face. If you can see right here, I started over here. And I'm using a color called Red Violet. It's a little bit darker than the pink. So I'm just going to go on around and color that in. And while I'm coloring, let's think about some things that you are responsible for. It's kind of another big word, responsible. It means it's up to you. You are responsible. For example, when you're getting ready for bed at night, who's responsible to brush your teeth? You are. How about after you've eaten your lunch? Who's responsible to clean up your space, put your dish in the sink? You are. If you're outside playing and you're riding your bike, when you're done, who's responsible to put your bike away? You are. That's being responsible, okay? All right, I'm going to carry on with the same colored crayon because the outside of his ears are the same color. So I'm going to go ahead and color the outside of his ears next, okay? And still thinking about things that I am responsible for. Let's see, after I've taken a bath or a shower, who's responsible to put the dirty clothes in the hamper? You are. If you have homework from school, who is responsible to do your homework? You are. Who is responsible to make sure that your homework goes in your backpack or in a special folder so that you can hand it in? You're right, you are. That's part of being responsible. Some of you may have chores at home. For example, if you have a pet, who's responsible to take the pet? If you have a dog, who's responsible to take the dog out for a walk? You are, right? Or maybe to feed your pet, give it water, take care of it. That's being responsible. Those are a few things, right? All right, I colored with that color. Now I'm going to grab my pink crayon. And I'm going to color in the inside of his ears here, and then the circles on his face. Okay. Maybe you're at home, or you're at school, or visiting somebody, and you're having kind of a bad day, you're a little bit crabby. Who is responsible for your attitude? You are. You're responsible for who you are. So I always choose to make my day happy. I choose to wake up happy. I don't want to make anybody else crabby. So I'm responsible for who I am. Just like you're responsible for who you are. Right? How many of you have a chore chart at home and you help around the house? Oh, quite a few of you. Good job. That's being responsible in the family unit, right? You're helping with things. Maybe you take the garbage out. Maybe you clear the table after dinner or after lunch. Maybe you help fold the laundry. That's being responsible. It's a big duty, isn't it? Being responsible. Responsible Rabbit likes, though, that you are responsible. Because not one person needs to take care of everything that you need to do, right? You're responsible for you. All right, I am now just coloring in his face there. Almost done. I mean, we're using crayons today, but maybe you have tempera paints or colored pencils or markers. You certainly can color with those too, because this is your paper bag puppet of responsible rabbits. So make it how you like, okay? This is yours. All right, now if you look underneath his eye, there's a line here. Think of a color you'd like to color. Maybe you have blue eyes, you can color it blue. Maybe you have brown eyes, you can color them brown. Maybe you have green eyes, color them green. I like this color blue, so I'm just used blue. All right, here we go. And I didn't finish coloring all of it because we're going to cover that with the circle and glue it on his face, okay? So let's start with this. Here are his whiskers. So I'm just going to cut out around them first, okay? I'm going to cut out around them. And I'm going to put them to the side. I'm going to cut between the lines. Let's see. Can you see how I do between the lines here? So that we get 1, 2, 3 whiskers. Then there's a little bit of extra white space. You can keep it there. I'm going to cut mine off. Then we're going to cut between the lines again. And we're going to get 1, 2, 3 more whiskers. So we'll keep them to the side. And we'll just go ahead and color in or cut out the rest of Responsible Rabbit's face. So we talked about some things that you're responsible for. Maybe you are responsible to help take care of a younger brother or sister at home. That's a big responsibility. But remember, they look up to you. So the choices that you make, I hope that you make responsible, good choices. Because you are a role model then. You are responsible for who you are. And somebody's looking up to you, right? I think so. Plus you make your parents and your family very proud when you're responsible. Okay, Responsible Rabbit has 2 ears, just like you and I. Now we have 2 ears, the circle. Now we're going to cut out his face. I'm just going to cut out that little scrap hanging there. Now when we're cutting this out, it's a lot easier when you move your paper around like this than it is to move your hand, okay? The paper is a lot easier to maneuver, to move around than our hands are. There we go, almost done already. And then we'll have our very own Responsible Rabbit puppet. And I certainly hope you're going to share with your family what you do that makes you responsible. Remember, we talked about some. All right, here's my bag, here's my flap. So what I'm going to do first is get my glue. Remember, when you use your glue, it's just, I always say, just a dot, not a lot. I have a glue stick. Some of you may have a liquid glue. I'm just going to put some glue on the corner of my flap. And I'm going to place 1 ear to the left and 1 ear to the right. Press it down, okay? And I'm just going to put some glue in the middle of the bag. Because his face does not cover the entire bag, so I put glue in the middle, okay? Then I'm ready for his circle part. So I'm just going to take my glue and make a little circle on his face like this, because it overlaps a little bit, and press it on. Do you see how it overlapped a little bit? So make sure you put the glue in the center of his face, okay? And we're up to his whiskers already. So I'm just gonna put one little dot of glue on each little black spot on his face. And that's where I'm going to place my whiskers, but you can put your whiskers wherever you'd like, okay? So we have 1, 2, 3. 3 on one side, and 1, 2, 3 on the other side. Are you ready? Alrighty. Now we're able to put our hand in and tell responsible rabbits some of the things that you are responsible for. Remember, we talked about a few. You are responsible for cleaning up after yourself. Maybe you're responsible for a chore at home. You are responsible for your homework. You are responsible for your attitude. Make it a happy one. Tell responsible rabbit some of the other things that you are responsible for.